What is Force.com? Force.com is a cloud computing platform from Salesforce.com that enables you to build, buy, and run business applications. You are probably already using the Force.com platform to manage, customize, and integrate your existing Salesforce CRM apps for sales, marketing, and support functions. And you may have installed a third-party app from one of our partners to enhance or extend a Salesforce CRM app. But have you built your own custom apps to run your business processes on the Salesforce.com service? Building apps with Force.com is quick and easy. The apps you build run directly on the Salesforce servers, so they are fast and scalable, and they have built-in analytics to make it easy for you to analyze your data. The same platform that you use to manage and customize your existing Salesforce CRM apps is available to you to build custom apps. So, there's no additional investment or costs to turn your existing spreadsheet and database apps into Force.com apps. You probably already have the skills you need, like the ability to create objects and fields, configure page layouts, build workflows, and more to build custom apps. So, let's get started. The first step in building any kind of application is to determine what kind of platform is most suitable to build it on. The Force.com platform is ideal for data and process-centric applications like CRM apps, paid time off and expense tracking systems, and bug tracking and recruiting applications, to name just a few. Essentially, any data or process that you may currently be managing with spreadsheets, email, or a local database is a good candidate to transfer to the Force.com platform. And the real benefit is, you can make all of these applications as easy to use and manage as your Salesforce CRM apps. Once you've determined that the application you want to build is appropriate for the Force.com platform, then you need to start with a high-level design. Some of the questions you should ask yourself are: who are the stakeholders and business partners? Essentially, who understands what the business needs of the application are? Who will use the application? How many users will there be? What kinds of tasks will the users need to perform? What data do you want to store and report on? Essentially, what is the most important information to keep track of? What do you want the application to look like? What kind of UI will make the application easiest to use? What are the business requirements? Are there standardized processes you want to impose? Are there certain requirements for data entry before a record can be saved? Do you have processes that you would like to automate? And finally, what kind of restrictions on data might you have? Will all users have the same access to data, or might you need to restrict access for some users? These are some of the same questions you no doubt had to ponder when you were designing your use of the Salesforce CRM apps. So this kind of business process requirement gathering is probably not new to you. When you are building an application on the Force.com platform, it is useful to think of your app as being composed of three essential components. 1. A data model layer. 2. A business logic layer. And 3. A user interface layer. The data layer is where you specify the data you want to capture. Think of the data layer as the place where you address the design question: what data do I want to store and report on? The Force.com platform provides features like standard and custom objects, fields, and relationships to help you construct your application's data model. The user interface layer is where you address the design question: what do I want my app to look like? The Force.com platform provides several features to help you construct your app's UI. For example, applications, tabs, page layouts, and Visualforce pages. The business logic layer is where you address design considerations like standardized processes you want to impose, or certain requirements for data entry before a record can be saved, or processes that you would like to automate. The Force.com platform provides features like workflow, approvals, validation rules, formula fields, and Apex code to help you construct your app's business logic layer. So as you can see, most of the Force.com features required to build business applications need no specialized skills beyond the ones you probably already know as a Salesforce system administrator. Let's apply this methodology to the design of a custom recruiting application. Our company presently uses a combination of spreadsheets, email, and paper forms to manage recruiting activities. This is a messy, inefficient, and decentralized system. We'd like to transition all of our recruiting activities to a Force.com custom application. The primary stakeholders for this application are the recruiting managers and VP of Human Resources. After meeting with the stakeholders to discuss the goals for a new recruiting app, we determined that the data that we presently collect can be organized into the following main categories. Positions. This is the information about an open job requisition. Candidates. These are the people who apply for jobs. Interviewers. These are the employees we use to evaluate candidates. Reviews. These are the scorecards each interviewer submits. And offers. These contain the specific information about an offer extended to a candidate we want to hire. The stakeholders all agreed that the new recruiting app will be used by hiring managers, recruiters, and interviewers, and it must enforce company-wide procedures for submitting, approving, and posting new positions. Essentially, every position has to be approved before it can be opened to the public. Enforce rules for proper data entry. For example, every position has to have a hiring manager, and every candidate who is recommended for hire should have a written justification from the interviewer saying why. Integrate with the company website. Basically, the custom app should be where recruiters manage all of the information about recruiting activities, but open positions should be automatically posted to the corporate website, and applicants should be able to apply online. Everything we post or collect on the corporate website should integrate seamlessly with the custom recruiting app and provide a quick and easy way for management to monitor all recruiting activities in real time. So there you have it. We've addressed the basic elements of design: who will use the app, what data we want to collect, and what processes we want to enforce. One of the most important aspects of any application design is the object model. After several iterations with the stakeholders for the app, we determined that the objects we need to create and the relationships among them are as depicted in this object model. Most of the objects you see here should be self-explanatory. However, the job application object requires a bit of discussion. The job application object is needed because we need to model a many-to-many relationship between positions and candidates. Basically, a candidate can apply for many positions and a position can have many candidates. To model a many-to-many relationship on the Force.com platform requires a junction object with relationships to both objects. The job application object is our recruiting app's junction object. So that takes care of the data layer for our app. Let's turn our attention to the business logic layer next. One of the main functions of the new recruiting app is to enforce a company-wide procedure for submitting, approving, and posting new positions. The stakeholders determine that every position should go through a 3-step approval process as depicted here. In this process, only new positions will be allowed to enter the approval process. All new positions must be approved by the manager of the hiring manager and the recruiter prior to advancing to the status of open. Additionally, positions at the senior level, identified as positions with a pay grade in the 300 or 400 range, must be approved by a departmental VP before they pass to the recruiter for approval. All approvers must approve the position for it to be opened. We will use the approvals feature of the Force.com platform to implement this automated procedure. Additionally, the recruiting app will leverage features like validation rules, formulas, and roll-up summaries to enforce proper data entry and to calculate meaningful statistics. For example, here we see a screenshot of the validation rule used to require a hiring manager on every position record. And here, we see the use of roll-up summary fields and image formulas to calculate the average review score for an applicant across all reviews. These are just a few of the examples of business logic we can incorporate into the recruiting app. The stakeholders identified 3 primary users of the recruiting app: recruiters, hiring managers, and interviewers. The permissions and access to data granted in the recruiting app vary depending on the users as shown above. To establish the varying levels of permissions, such as object-level permissions, we will create a custom user profile for each of these user types. We will also leverage roles and the sharing model to establish appropriate access to data. A very important requirement for the recruiting app was integrated with the company website. Essentially, Recruiters manage all of the information about recruiting activities, like open positions, in the recruiting app. But open positions should be automatically posted to the corporate website, and applicants should be able to apply online. Finally, applications submitted via the website should populate candidate and job application records back in the recruiting app. Basically, everything we post or collect on the corporate website should integrate seamlessly with the custom recruiting app. We will leverage a brand new feature of the Force.com platform called Force.com Sites to implement this behavior. We will leverage the same reports and dashboards capabilities that you most likely already use in your Salesforce CRM apps to allow management to monitor all recruiting activities. The only difference here is that the objects you will be reporting on are most likely custom objects. And finally, we will create a custom app to group together all the relevant custom and standard object tabs so that the recruiting app elements are easy to find and convenient for users to work with. The custom app will have a custom logo and will be listed in the Force.com app menu, which is a drop-down list that displays at the top of every Salesforce page. In the next few modules, we will construct the recruiting app piece by piece so you can see how to leverage the skills you already know for customizing Salesforce CRM apps to build brand new custom apps to respond to the changing needs of your business. For more information on Salesforce.com training and certification, please visit www.salesforce.com/training.